Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Friday Night Thrones. Today's episode covers episode 4, Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things of season 1, and up to page 274 in Game of Thrones. The episode starts with Bran having a three-eyed crow dream. In the books, the crow can talk, and it teaches Bran how to fly in his dreams. The crow also tells him he has to stop trying to remember why he fell, because that could interfere with his true destiny of becoming Tree Jesus. Tyrion arrives and gives Bran the saddle design. In the books, the only change here is the direwolves kind of nip at Tyrion and almost attack him. Tyrion does not talk to Theon in the books, he just leaves, but this is a great little moment to teach the viewers about the Greyjoy Rebellion. Next scene, Sam arrives and Jon defends him. When Sir Alliser puts him up against three guys, in the book, instead of just fighting 1v3, he fights 3v3 with the help of Gren and Pip. Next, Dany arrives at Vaes Dothrak. Viserys continues to be a dick, and Ser Jorah gives a little bit of his backstory. Next, Viserys educates Doria on the subject of dragons. She pours a little bit of hot wax on him, and he's hurt by it, proving once again that he is not a dragon. Again, this isn't in the books, but it helps viewers learn a little more about the history of Westeros. Then we have Sansa. It has been about 4 months since I had last read Game of Thrones and watched any of season 1 up until I made this video, so I had almost forgotten why I hated Sansa. It was behavior like this: her ridiculous worrying all the time, while all around her matters of life and death are being dealt with on a daily basis. Now it's kind of excusable because she's a child, but it's still annoying. Moving on, Ned talks to Janis Slynt, then he talks to Pycelle. Pycelle gives him the book and gives him the line, "The seed is strong," basically fills him in on all of Jon Arryn's last days. Now the scene that was most interesting to me here was Ned and Arya's discussion about Bran being crippled. Arya asks if she can be Lord of Holdfast, and when Ned tells her she'll be the wife of a lord, Maisie Williams absolutely nails it when she says, "No, that's not me." It totally encapsulates the free-spirited nature of Arya, and I'm really glad this scene went so well. Sean Bean, Maisie Williams, amazing acting. Next scene, Jon talks to Sam, and Sam tells him about how he ended up on the wall. His story is pretty much the same as it is in the books, except in the books, it makes Randall Tarly out to be a much more bloodthirsty dude. Randall Tarly goes into these huge, ridiculous rituals that he has experimented on Sam. Like, for instance, they bathe him in bull's blood, they whip him, they basically torture the shit out of Sam so he'll be cured of being a craven. And after all that, and when none of it works, then Randall Tarly threatens to kill him. After that, Ned and Peter talk about all the spies that reside in King's Landing, and they also talk about Sir Hugh. When Jory goes to see Sir Hugh is a huge dick. Back on the wall, Jon tells everyone not to hurt Sam. Rast is the only one who does not comply, so they use Ghost to persuade him. Meanwhile, Viserys drags Doria in front of Dany in a blind rage. Basically, this scene is the final transformation for Dany. After she hits Viserys, she goes full Khaleesi. Then we are back on the wall in a scene that is entirely a product of the show. Sir Alliser delivers the best speech ever on what it means to be a hardened veteran of the Wall. His story is so brutal that it really helps explain why he's such a cold and heartless person. This is a great addition to the show. Owen Teal's performance here is perfect. Back in King's Landing, Sir Hugh and the Mountain have their joust, and things go very poorly for Sir Hugh. Secretly, I wish Jory had something to do with this because Sir Hugh was such a dick to him. Littlefinger tells Sansa the story of the Hound's Burns. In the book, this is told by the Hound himself as part of the Sansa and the Hound subplot. The show created yet another fantastic scene between Cersei and Ned. Cersei comes in and kind of feigns an apology to Ned, and then Cersei and Ned kind of square off. Lena Headey and Sean Bean are superb in this scene. Finally, Catelyn arrests Tyrion, and that ends episode 4. Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next week for episode 5, The Wolf and the Lion. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys next Friday.